Oh, okay. Yeah, so my little tagline is transform your relationship with food, which I'll talk about a little bit later. So just a little bit about me. Like I said, I'm a dietitian. I've been a dietitian for 5 years. I have a master's degree in dietetics from the University of Nebraska Lincoln, and I've been in Iowa City about a year and a half. My day job is I work as a maternal child adolescent health coordinator at Johnson County. So I don't work directly as a dietitian right now. I manage the grants. So I'll talk about this more later, but I have started this as a way to still see some clients and have that direct client interaction. So one thing is I really love helping clients make sustainable changes, integrating healthy choices into their life, in a way they can keep up. And then I always have to say I'm a dog lover. So 3 dogs are a big part of my life. Do a bunch of dog sports. So why Bair nutrition? So I think having a healthy relationship with food is really important. So there's lots of research showing that traditional weight loss diets don't work long term. People may lose weight, but then they gain it back, plus more often. I think it's really important that no matter someone's body size, that they are able to have a healthy relationship with food where they're able to eat a wide variety of food, including healthy foods, but also typically unhealthy, like quote unquote unhealthy foods as well, in their diet, have a good relationship with exercise and movement, so they move their bodies. But yeah, so Bair Nutrition, I started it to get some interactions with clients and to start helping people make those changes. So my philosophy, so this we'll talk about a little bit more. So it's an intuitive eating, weight neutral approach where I guide clients in ditching the diet mentality and help them develop a healthy relationship with food and movement. So like we talked about, diets don't really work. So instead of diets, let's see how we can make sustainable changes in your life to add in, more fruits and vegetables, more movement into your life, to be healthier, to improve those measures of health, like your blood sugar, your blood pressure, all of those things that may not be strictly related to weight. So we're not focused on weight here. That's where the weight neutral is. I'm not a weight loss program, but instead, let's make healthy changes no matter what weight you're at, that you can keep up. So, and then intuitive eating, I don't know, has anyone heard of intuitive eating? Okay, yeah, so I like to say it's a structure, but then also listening to what your body, like your hunger and fullness cues. So the structure is making sure that you feed yourself a wide variety of food, including just fruits and vegetables and healthy foods, but then also tuning into your body. Are you eating because you're bored? Are you eating because you're emotional? How full or satisfied are you after a meal? So that's what I have clients work through. Some worksheets, just starting to listen to their body a little bit more. Why did I eat the snack? Maybe I was just bored at work. But then also setting up that structure for success of, we're planning some fruits and vegetables as snacks, or we're planning meals so that we eat before we get ravenous and hungry. And then, how can we get movement into their day? Little things like walks or movements that they enjoy versus forcing themselves to exercise for the sole purpose of weight loss, which isn't sustainable. So the services I provide is individual nutrition counseling at the moment. So it's one-on-one, starting out with a 60-minute session where we deep dive into what they're doing now. Ask some questionnaires they fill out beforehand to help give me an idea of what medications they're on, what supplements they might be on their current diet. But then we really dive into that and look at their goals. What are they hoping to achieve? We can talk about maybe they're wanting to lower their blood pressure, or maybe they have diabetes and want their blood sugar to be. So right now, individual nutrition counseling, virtual or in person. So with dietitians, it's a little complicated on whether or not you can practice virtually with clients who are you're not registered in a state as a dietitian. So we have like broad registration as a dietitian, and then you're registered in your states that you work into. So I'm currently registered in Nebraska and Iowa. So I'm just seeing clients virtually who are in the states. I'm just on the state side. But actually, I've been partnering with a couple gyms, Thrive Gym up in Coralville, and then Gilbert Street Fitness here in Iowa City, to promote myself there and try and work with those gyms, and they are allowing me to use their space to do in-person counseling if people prefer to do it in person. So since I am a dietitian, I don't know how much you guys know about dietitians, but most, like anyone can call themselves a nutritionist. The dietitians have specific education and internship requirements. So I am able to do medical nutrition therapy is what it's called. So that would be for like specific disease states like diabetes, like heart disease, anything more specialized. So I am able to see clients with more special conditions. And then, like I said, I'm partnering with local gyms to try and get my name out there. So that's the part that I am struggling the most is getting clients. I feel like I'm all set up. I've had some test clients who I ran through my system to check things, but I've only had two real clients. But we're working on it. Yeah, and that's Bair Nutrition in a nutshell. So what questions does everyone have?
What are you doing for marketing other than the gyms?
That's mostly it. So I'm still working on that part of how to get my name out there, how to really promote myself. And Liz and I talked about that yesterday of how can I get more in person. Maybe I could set up presentations at the gym, or Liz talked about doing like sometimes gyms have like a 12-week session of something. How can I get involved in that? So that's what I'm working on, trying to do my next steps. Because I feel like just having my information available hasn't gotten me much yet. So
what about the senior center? Doing kind of an informational session. They'd love to have guest speakers come in, keep their members in the right through downtown. And so it's a 55 and older crowd, I'm sure. But yeah, so that might be an awesome.
And it's all complicated by the fact I am moving to Chicago in October. So I am moving, but I will take my business with me. But I'm trying to figure out how much to invest in the community here because I can't see people virtually still, versus investing there once I move. So yeah.
High school students in the room, you didn't hear that. She loves Iowa.
I mean, if you're planning on moving away, you thought about setting up like a Facebook group that's already like it says it's located in Chicago, like where you are in that house. Preparing for it instead of being this awkward, like no movement statement possible.
Yeah.
That's so should I start reaching out to places there or?
I mean, I think you could do that, but I think that if you started creating content and start looking at it more in terms of developing a food community in the Chicago area.
Yeah.
You can start getting like, okay, senior centers or people that are interested in that to start joining it. Once the pages on Facebook are freaking dead, but groups, you can put stuff in there and everybody sees your content. So you get people who are associated with that locality, then they're going to see whatever you put up.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah, I just kind of following along with that. I know I recently joined like an online yoga program and I've done an interview deeper. I always like have a group through Facebook or something else where people can talk to each other, right? So they're working with you, but then they get to know each other as well. Share ideas.
I like that. It's like having clients engage with each other. Yeah, that's a great idea.
You can create a buzz in this sort of way. A high
And even like coming in November, give yourself the month of October to move there, get settled, but coming in November and just throwing tidbits out into the just little tips and showing your face with short videos. To get people familiar.
That's a good point. I like that, like focusing on coming in November. I like that. Go ahead.
Are you basically the thing that you're doing
So it's not like controlling what they eat, but like honoring like I said, honoring their hunger and fullness cues, and also making sure they plan ahead for their nutrition. So it's kind of a balance of that structure and then listening to their body. Because our bodies, we listen to our bodies aren't really good at regulating like our weight at kind of a set point. So, yeah.
Have you given any consideration to reaching out to therapists or counselors who work with eating disorders?
No, I haven't. I've reached out, there's another dietitian who started her own like private practice on the side here in Iowa City. Her name is escaping me at the moment, but she does eating disorders. So I wasn't sure how much to go into that realm or not.
You're going to Chicago.
That's true.
And no matter where you are, there is room enough for everyone with an expertise because there are plenty of people to help.
That's true.
To never feel like they're in your lane, I have to stay in mine. The best thing you can do is collaborate and say,
That's true.
I'm doing this. It is, you know, this is your specialty. This is what I'd like to do for mine. How can we work together? Instead of doing this.
Yeah. Because yeah, no, I've always been interested in diving into the eating disorder part. I feel like lots of dietitians are kind of not scared by eating disorders, but are hesitant to dive into that. So, just because they can get pretty severe, like eating disorders can. But no, I think definitely working with like more disordered eating, which is, so there's like a spectrum of eating disorders, right? Disordered eating is like here, and then there's like a full on eating disorder. I think working here would be comfortable.
And I think that if you're looking for, do you have a target demographic in mind?
I'm still working on figuring that out. It's all been women so far.
Yeah, so I would definitely say those women in the mid-30s,
Yes.
50.
Yep.
Because we were the ones that were told by our moms, oh, eat this, don't eat that, oh, you're getting kind of touchy.
Yes.
So, and dieting was something, and certain
Yes.
groups of certain foods, and processed foods.
Yep.
So there's a lot of disorder in that.
Yes.
Market, so just.
No, for sure. No, for sure. That's a good point. That's kind of definitely women is kind of my target audience at the moment, but I have yet to figure out the narrow it down version. So yeah. I'm bored, just having like a day job and like, so before this, I was doing dog sitting and babysitting and doing house cleaning and like all sorts of random side hustles. And then I was like, well, I have all this education. I am passionate about helping people develop a healthy relationship with food. So I should use what I already, like the tools I already have in my business. So, yeah.
Do you do any kind of programs to teach yourself how to run a business, or how did you learn those pieces of this?
So my mom has started her own coffee business, coffee roasting business in Nebraska. So I feel like she's kind of helped me with the steps of like, oh, you create your LLC and then you like set up your EIN number and set up your business checking account and stuff like that. I feel like she's been able to help. I tell her she's my unpaid business mentor, but yeah.
The important part, having a mentor.
Yeah, that's true. So.
Or multiple mentors.
I know, that's why I think I need multiple, and definitely once I move to Chicago, trying to get plugged into some groups there.
Just curious, how you nailed down like that structure that works? I know you said you only had two like true.
Yeah.
Are you getting into that stuff?
So I have like a fee for that 60-minute initial consultation, and then there are 30-minute consultations after that. So I've been trying to figure out like what people are looking for, like if I could do like packages, like, oh, here's a month package, here's a 3-month package, but I haven't had enough. I've just been doing the like a la carte so far, so. But people have paid their invoices, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
The fact that you're sending invoices is even better, so.
Yes, yeah, nice feeling to get that back, but it's hard to figure out how much your value at, 'cause I don't take insurance currently. That's something I've looked into. I would be able to take insurance if I go through the whole you have to go through a whole conditionally process, and then you can do, so like someone with diabetes or who's overweight, they could actually get that paid through their insurance if I work through that process, but it's pretty complicated, so I'm working on that.
Dr. Julia Burkina, she runs a functional medicine office over here in Eastman, and you know her. So I would take a look at, it's called upstream functional medicine,
Okay,
and you can kind of take a look at how she's got packages, kind of
Sure.
how it's a little bit different than what you're doing, but also in a similar.
okay,
So I would recommend, she's got great packages. She also doesn't take insurance, but she will assist you with submitting it to your insurance.
yes,
For reimbursement.
you can do a super bill.
Yes,
I need to figure that out, so I'm part of the long-term thinking,
yes,
so insurance.
educate, save, capital.
Yeah, so. I think the hardest part is, yeah, figuring out how much your value is and feeling comfortable charging people. Like, yes, it's worth an hour of my time, well, because it's actually more than that, obviously. Because you have to prep for clients and do stuff afterwards, and but how much is that worth to people? Go ahead.
Two things on that. I have a business coach who has really helped me with that, becoming confident in what I'm asking for.
Yeah,
And the way that she told me to do it is, she said, you know, determine what you think is a fair price, but then go ahead and outline how it's actually worth double that. Like in second year and fourth year, like thinking of the long lasting impacts that a nutritionist, a dietitian, can,
no, go ahead.
you know, can have on a person. I mean,
Yeah.
think about if you are working with diabetic or people preventing people from getting diabetes,
Yeah,
like how, like what is that actually? What value does that have 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road? And then when you start thinking in those terms, asking a premium price for your product gets a lot easier if you're able to identify all those things.
Yeah.
The second thing I was gonna say is, I'm still thinking about the future because that's kind of how my mind works, but do you know, do large corporations or businesses, do they have professional development services where they bring in people to improve their workplace culture and relationship? Do you know anything about that?
kind of like an employee assistance program, but like with help.
Well, I'm thinking more in terms of like a, I want to call it a workshop, or like you would come in, you would present your stuff and like have even like samples of foods and stuff. that people could do, it would be kind of a fun thing. I mean, food is fun.
Yes,
So I mean,
work should be fun.
yeah, it should be fun. And so, you know, having it as part of a, like helping workplace culture improve. Like, you have to put together like a presentation, you have, you know, displays, all that kind of stuff. It might be kind of a fun thing to do.
This could even be like, oh, what are some healthy lunch ideas that are packable?
Right, yeah, yeah.
How can we have community while we all eat lunch together instead of in front of our screens? Or, yeah, no, I like that. That's a good idea.
Are there like, so you said you help people in eating the right thing? Is there a long-term impact they want with the dietitian in the future? Or
Yeah, so I mean, so I think heart disease is the #1 cause of death in the US, I believe. And so there's things like you can do like exercise and, you know, reducing your saturated fat intake to help prevent heart disease. So, and I think like people in pre-diabetes, so diabetes is a pretty significant life changer, especially if you have to be on insulin. And there's morbidity associated with that. So I think if you're able to, you know, if people are in like that pre-diabetes stage, if you're able to keep your blood sugar under control and manage that through nutrition and exercise, that really can improve your quality of life long term. So, and kind of life potentially. So. Well, nutrition's pretty important, but
I'd say it's the most important.
yeah, but I want people to be able to like balance it where they're not always thinking about nutrition and super hyper focused, because then we can delve into the disordered eating range. So it's all a balance. Yeah,
When someone reaches the 3x5 elevated stage,
yeah.
can nutrition reduce that? Or is it pretty much you're on the path?
So I think. I mean, you can definitely improve, so your A1C is kind of the measure of your, it's like a 3-month measure of what your blood sugar's been. So you definitely can improve your A1C, and I think you can actually get out of that pre-diabetes range. Or definitely slow the progress into diabetes. Yeah.
Where would you like to see your business in 5 years? What are your goals?
Yeah, so that's an excellent question. People have asked me if I want to do it full time. And I'm not sure. It would be, I mean, it'd be really cool if it could grow into that and do it full time, or do like a mix of things, like where you go to the employers, like to different workplaces, or do group sessions, or it could expand. It could expand a lot, or it could just stay as like a side hustle. And I'm still figuring that out. So yeah.
What made you go to school to become a dietitian in the first place?
So that's a good question. I think my family has some disordered eating patterns, like in their, like my mom and my dad and my little sister, which I think now makes me really want to help focus on like disordered eating and helping people have a healthy relationship with food. But I just like helping people and interacting with people, and nutrition is a good way to do that.
We like to have people like grow on different states.
Yeah, like outside the US or.
Yeah, or in like different states. Not exactly.
Yeah, no, I would be down to do virtual wherever, but it's complicated by having to have licensure in the different states. And that gets expensive to keep up licensure. You have to have always continued ed for each of them. I'll only be able to keep up, like I'll keep my Iowa and Nebraska license and then get an Illinois one. And I think maybe I'll just stick with seeing people in those states. Yeah.
If you do virtual meetings, like in your age, you go do a virtual meeting in like a different state, you have to be licensed in that state that you're going out to, or.
So I'm in some different dietitian entrepreneur groups, and there's debate over whether you do. Some states are more strict about it than others, but just to be on like the safe side, I'm my sister in states I practice. Because some people see people anywhere, but I just wanted to be on the safe side.
Would you be able to tell like the difference from people body after?
So I would say the transformation isn't necessarily so much in like weight, because the focus isn't so much on weight, but it's in their relationship with food. Are they not like super stressed about everything they eat? Are they, but also providing themselves with the healthy foods and that nutrition they need? Finding ways to enjoy like fruits and vegetables. Because often people think, oh, I only can eat spinach salads to be healthy, but that's not true. Maybe they like carrots dipped in ranch, or a variety of things. How can we figure that out? So I guess it's more in the mindset change and making it sustainable for them. So I guess I would say that's the difference. Yeah.
As a nutrition, does it help to like get a blood analyst?
Yeah. So like to get like their lipid panel. Yeah. It's always saying like cholesterol levels, triglycerides. That's definitely helpful, and that's definitely something I mean, if they got that from their physical, I definitely could use that. Because also like their A1C, like we talked about for diabetes. Those are all valid things. And I did work at the Children's Hospital here, and that's really nice because you often have that blood work and things, so I don't have as much of that. But that's something I recommend to get out there.
Is that something you could order from a
I
clinic
think
or
I can
something?
order that. I think you have to be a physician to order that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, like, as your business begins to grow, like, do you want to like keep on making these supplies by yourself, or you're kind of trying to build this team, like, piece of work?
Yeah. So right now, it's just me. And again, I'm not sure where it's going to grow into. So, I'm thinking it'll just be me for now, so.
So obviously you're pretty new to entrepreneurship, getting your business
Yes.
started. Do you have any pieces of advice for some of the students here today that might want to start their own business today?
I guess that it can be a slow process, so it's like a long term thing. Yeah, you get your, so it can be pretty easy to get, your LLC, your business checking, all that stuff set up, your website. But then putting in the investment over time, to help it grow. So. And I think that's all my business cards now. You guys want some business cards?
Any other questions for Veronica? If not, let's give her a round of applause.
One more question, sorry.
Are there any classes or anything that you help prepare you to be an entrepreneur? I know you said that your mom is.
Yeah, I think my education was really lacking in entrepreneurship. I don't think I had any classes that helped do any of that, because it was all kind of focused on the clinical aspects. Or assumed that you would work for someone. I think, yeah, I wish there was more of that, so.
You think like marketing, graphic design, classes like that?
Probably would have been helpful, or just even how to, like, the steps of starting your own business, or, yeah, I don't think my programs were designed for people to be entrepreneurs, which is really interesting to think about, yeah. Yeah.
I think the beauty is there are so many online resources for education
That's
as
true.
well as community resources within, the Entrepreneurial Center at the University of Iowa. Kirkwood has some great entrepreneurship classes.
Yeah.
Venture School is a great option for those that are outside of school but still want to get through with a business idea. So definitely possible to learn as you go.
Yeah, and there are lots of dietitians who post blogs with kind of the step-by-steps, so. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's give Veronica a round of applause.